and is still very prevalent in Europe. We're going to watch now from the left as we get things going. Aaron Fitzgerald doing incredible things in this helicopter he simply just shouldn't be doing. Let's give it up, everybody, for the Red Bull Air Force. Themselves to be better each and every day. I don't know about you, but my daily warm-up consists of a glass of water and some aches and pains. You know how it is, but for people like Fitz out there, it's just another walk in the park. But the G-forces experienced are quite extraordinary. Now, this is a pretty odd thing to watch. A helicopter up for, well, not that. Rather, utility, medevac work, and some light military work for the German army. And he works the collective and the cyclic in unison. His hands and feet stay very busy, along with his headspace, to throw this helicopter across the sky. On Earth, we're at 1 G, but as he goes through some of these pulls and these turns, he'll accelerate to about 3 or 4 Gs. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but that's a lot for a helicopter. And it's physics that he has to have the playground with up there, the ability to work the collective and the cyclic to again do things in this helicopter once thought to be impossible just a mere couple of decades ago. Let's give it up for Aaron Fitzgerald. Constructed of very strong materials. It weighs in at about 3,000 pounds, and Fitz has on board 850 horsepower, courtesy of 2 Lycoming Allison 250 turboshaft engines. That power, alongside that of a solid titanium rotor head system, gives him the strength and the durability to perform these types of aerobatics and gyroscopic maneuvers. If you do this at just about any other type of helicopter, you'd be in. And now it is time for some serious noise. Over 47,000 pounds of thrust being generated per aircraft from behind and overhead. It's the sound of freedom from your Oregon Air National Guard and the Red Hawks. I give you the F-15 Eagles. Allow the Eagle to turn tightly without losing airspeed, critical in the air-to-air combat environment. Let's watch now from the left. Johnny Utah is the call sign of our lead aircraft. Thud is that flying of Dash 2. Let's look to the left from your Oregon Air National Guard, the F-15 Eagles.
While we listen to every car alarm in the lot going off right now. Luke is going to give me the cue at some point, I'm assuming maybe the next pass, so that we can actually have Elaine say hi to Daddy.
Yeah, we're going to do it, but F-15s are pretty loud. We're going to wait for them to come by left to right from the left. Here's the F-15 EX. What they are working with. Let's watch now as the aircraft performs a slideways transition. This aircraft is fully capable of landing on ships at sea. For those of you who are familiar with that of carrier and naval aviation, you know that the deck space is very crucial and very precious. The crew will now work to transition the Osprey back into forward flight. The left thumb of the pilot is pushing forward on that switch. They call it beeping. And those nacelles will move forward as the aircraft accelerates back into forward flight. How about a very nice round of applause? Review from the right, about 270 knots, about 300 miles an hour. Here's the Osprey. MV-22 the Osprey, sitting for up to 20 to get your cameras and phones at the ready. And review by these two tilt-rotored aircraft from the Moonlighters and Miramar. Here are the MV-22s.
Oh, like a lemonade? Yeah, they have a lemonade.
Today's demonstration very much about access, the ability, the agility, idea of the capabilities that the F-35 brings to the fight.
And demand. And now Airshow flights perform the air shows and special events in the United States and around the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself to air superiority on the high speed pad.
That is so insane. That is insane how slow he's moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tactical pitch.
Pacific Theater's most prominent aces. An individual who tallied some 5 or more kills. He had 28 of them. From the left, here's the Corsair. More about it. Ladies and gentlemen, from the left at over 300 miles an hour, here's the Corsair. And shut down. It forced him into a crash landing in the Korean wilderness. The young Jesse Brown was able to survive that landing initially, but was trapped and zip to recover the remains. He was told to return later in September when the weather was better. Tom Hutner passed his home in 2017 at the age of 93. That film, 1942. Take a look now from the right. A guy joining us all the way from Danville, Kentucky. His name is Nathan Hammond. He's flying the 1956 It's known as the Ghost Rider. Nathan's motto is go see the world, especially growing up in an aviation family with experience flying airplanes ranging. As a skyrider, ability to actually strap more than 200 pounds of fireworks and pyrotechnics to that airplane, and believe perhaps next year to perhaps see a night air show. It is twice flown by Daryl Pleasance. Let's take a look to the left. 2,700 horsepower powers the Douglas Skyraider. Conflict. But it was operated by the U.S. Navy in many operations and squadrons through about 1953. Lighter and had a faster climb than anything that had come before it. In 1946. The two, it's the Mustang. Getting the job done. More than 15,000 were built. Today, only about 150 are in airworthy condition. Rotary wing flight to just be possible. And Aiden, without getting too much in the weeds, the rotor system and those blades pretty much serve as the wings for the helicopter.
That's absolutely right. They're spinning through the air fast.
The anti-torque rotor, smashing on the pedal, and rotates them 180 degrees back to the show line. If you are inside the cockpit with Aaron, I'm told it's a fairly mundane experience. It's got the air conditioning going and stuff, but it looks like he's trying to play the piano and ride a unicycle all at the same time.
That's absolutely true. And as aggressive as it may look, he's only pulling about 2 times the force of gravity in the cockpit there.
Pass. Aircraft 360 degrees crossing center point. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing inverted to inverted rolls.
Ready, headed.
Execute a 7.5 G afterburning turn. From behind the spectator. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing horizontal rules. As they exit to the right. Five plane line abreast loop. The opposing 4-point hesitation roll. gentlemen, the Blue Angel. Apart in the air-to-air combat arena. Ladies and gentlemen, the High Alpha Pass.